Well, that sucked. That was a shitty idea. I won't do that again. I don't know if I like Prism. Yeah, what had happened was I was chatting with you guys. I was going along. I was talking. I was I was I was and we missed all the chat. I am so sorry, guys. I am really disappointed. That was the bummeriest. I don't remember what you guys said. We were talking about products to invent. You guys had great ideas. The chat was excellent. Now the chat's gone. Hi, Sunrise Dawn. I was having a great time talking, and then all of a sudden I realized I'd been talking for like 5 minutes and you guys didn't hear me. Sorry. I was playing too much, and I thought I could switch between streams. I do have some of the greatest mods. So we're going to start in because the time, my goodness, y'all, we're starting in on the first Minnesota goodbye. Ooh, here's a good one, y'all. Have you ever experienced culture shock? I have experienced mild variants of culture shock. I'm glad you guys found me. A Rosie robot. Yes, I remember that. A Rosie robot would be excellent. And we were talking about fold up cars. We were talking about best inventions. And I said the invention that I would like would be the best invention that I would like would be a portable ramp that would be small and light enough for me to carry with me, but useful to get me up small steps. Small steps into like old fashioned buildings that don't have to be grandfathered into ADA rules. And often there's no way for me to get in them unless I get out of my wheelchair and walk in. So that is the invention I would like. Mild culture shock. My mild culture shock was when I went to uh, Israel and the West Bank. And a portable ramp would be amazing, wouldn't it, Mischief? Yeah. I am really bummed I killed the stream in the middle of the stream, guys. Really seriously bummed. Um, being in Palestine, you do not realize what it's like. I mean, being in Germany, all the letters are still the same, so you can at least sort of read it. Even if you can't, I mean, you can read the letters, right? But if the sign is in Arabic, thanks, guys. When the sign is in Arabic, I mean, they would tell me, "Just go," and it says bakery or ice cream or whatever it is, but I can't, it does not say it in Roman letters, it says it in Arabic letters. It was so difficult, y'all, beyond difficult. Um, it was one had to be very reliant. And then, then I was lost and nobody nobody spoke English. I had to find people who spoke English to ask directions. It was so interesting. And then um the other thing I did in the West Bank is I rented a car, and usually when people are in Israel, lots of people don't go into Palestine, into the West Bank. And I mean, this was years ago. It wasn't dangerous like it would be now. People often, if they're gonna rent a car, they rent it in Israel. But I had reasons, I can't recall, for renting in the West Bank, and we drove through a checkpoint. We drove through a checkpoint to get from the West Bank into Israel. We were going from Ramallah into Israel, and the Israeli military was holding guns. They, they got my son out of the car and asked him to open the trunk, and my son was 16. Um, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. So, mischief, I can understand mild culture shock going from Southern California to Minnesota. That would be hard. I went the opposite direction, mischief. I moved to, although I did it in an ultra hard way too. I moved from Minnesota to Arizona in April. So I went from snow on the ground to 100 degrees. It was and and the culture from Minnesota to Phoenix was very different, very different. There was, um, a pushback on immigration and migrant workers in Arizona that I hadn't experienced in Minnesota that was shocking and surprising to me. Who else has had culture shock? You guys are quiet. We had a big party going. You moved from Chicago to Florida. Hard to find connections in a state of all transplants. Yes, Bridge. Yes. How long has it been since you moved? That sounds like a hard adjustment. Although, we moved from Seattle, where we'd been for 15 years. We moved from Seattle to Portland about 12 years ago. And that was a in some ways, I said, it would have been easier to move from Seattle to Mississippi than it was to move from Seattle to Portland because they're so close. People expect there to be no difference. And so all the itty bitty tiny differences made you stand out even more because you're so close to fitting in. For example, Chicago is still home. I just say I live in Florida. You'll never say I am Florida. Wow, it's been a long time. That's been a long time and you're still finding it hard to make connection. I am sorry, Bridge. That's gotta be really hard and extra hard. I mean, that's gotta be hard on everybody, having so little connection. I think that would impact everybody's mental health and make things just so much harder if it's hard to find connection. I am really sorry. I'm really sorry. I probably do say it. Where am I from? I say I grew up in Minnesota, but I don't know how I'd answer where am I from. I don't usually get where am I from. What is the worst color and where did you last see it? I really dislike most always that dirty mustard, brown, orange, baby shit color that they put it that color often shows up with like eggplant or aubergine and um that all those tones of colors they make for fat women colors. Yellow ochre. Hi, Cece. How are you, sweetie? I love to see you. Yeah, not so much the yellow ochre, but when it gets dirty and brown and icky, they make fat women clothes in this color. Baby shit yellow. Yes. They make fat women clothes in this color. I hate it. That's the worst color. They only make well, they're getting better, but uh, and it can be done well. It can be done well. Those earth tones can be done well. Um the Sarasota area, nice bridge. Your friend and I would go out in the snow and go out and play in the snow, come into the common room just caked with it. All the girls would just shake their heads in it. Yeah, you would be totally caked in it. Absolutely. Baby shit yellow. Yes. Army green? I mean, I can get with army green. It's not my favorite, but it's the baby shit yellow that gets me, and it's just that one tone because yeah, just as I mean, what keeps coming to mind without being at all political is the colors that Oprah was wearing the other night and all the guests were wearing, and the set was like orange and purple and green, and it was really pretty, but that icky, poopy, brownie yes, that jaundice shade Thrasher, welcome back. Um And they make it for fat women. They make that color for fat women. I fucking hate it. Fat women clothes. Pisses me off. Would you and your clone get along? Would you and your clone get along? These people would paint their houses with it? Really, Cece? Cece, what before you had kids? I can't remember. This is baking hour. You don't much care for army green. It looks good on some people, but you don't way it looks the way on you. Yeah. Yeah, I get that sunrise dawn. Um, I'm not big on most earth tones. I can wear them because I have a warm complexion, but they really make me look too sharp, I think. Yellow ochre. Yes, terrible color. It's icky. Oh, right. Before you had kids, you hated it. Yes. Yes, it is. Why anybody would put that color anywhere, I don't. I like brown. I like blue. I love yellow. but, baby shit yellow. Wow, Mischief. Well, this house, when we moved into it, I had to paint because the whole house was baby shit beige, and I could not. I just could not. In fact, we had to take a shelf out, and when they put the shelf in before they painted, and then they painted around the shelf. So, through the white paint in the closet here where my office is, where we didn't paint inside the office, it is baby shit beige. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay, I said a new question, and now I don't think I can remember which one it was. Would you and your clone get along? I think so. I think so. I think so. Clone. You and your clone. You doubt it, Mischief? You think you'd annoy each other? I have no doubt that I would annoy myself, but I think it would be a good annoy. I think it would be a good annoy. What would you change if you knew you were never going to die? Exactly, Mischief. What would you change if you knew you were never going to die? Hmm. Yes, CC. I never had a sister either. Well, I do have a sister, but she's 20 years younger, and by the time I mean, I was she grew up and I was married and with my own kids living in another state. So, I would love to have something that would be a sister. I think it would be a lot of fun. You would stop beating yourself up about still smoking cigarettes. Mischief, have you thought about vaping? Probably everybody and their brother has asked you this, and if I'm putting you on the spot, you can tell me to shut the fuck up, and I will. And I won't even take it personally because I'm offering, um, unsolicited advice. I would quit taking care of myself and drink and smoke more. Yeah. I'm not sure. Ah, Mischief, you're so sweet. I'd really consider it, Mischief. I think they're much better for you. I mean, much less bad, because 'cause they're not good for you, but they're less bad. How's that? So, less bad means better. Anybody else? Um, What's your favorite conspiracy theory, y'all? You're moving in the right direction. You would cut your smoking in half simply by moving your smoking area to another room. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't think beating yourself up about it helps at all, guys. I think finding a different way to I mean, if you've got an oral thing, you've got an oral thing. That is what it is. It's about finding a different way to satisfy your oral thing. And we need it. There you go, Sunrise. I think moving your smoking room to a different area is a great idea. Oh, Mischief. You're really quite lovely for letting a friend land with you. That's so nice of you to give someone a soft landing. You'll get back to it. You'll get back to it. You'll do fine. But take a look take a look at vapes. Just go to your local vape store and spend 30 bucks and talk to them about what kind of flavors you like, and they'll help you pick something out that you like. They have tobacco flavors, they have fruit flavors, there's all kinds of flavors. You can get with a lot of flavor, you can get with not much flavor, there's all kinds of things you can do. The disposables suck for the environment. There is that. So, okay, conspiracy theory. Favorite conspiracy theory, y'all? What's your favorite one? You have to take breath sips. Yeah, you get used to it, Cece. You gotta take it slow. You gotta you gotta start slow. Oh, Mischief. Depending on what state you're I buy mine online because, um, they're half the price online as they are in the vape stores here in Oregon. So I very rarely buy a vape in the store anymore. I buy online. That they didn't actually put anyone on the moon? That's a good one, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Favorite conspiracy theory? Um, sorry guys, Sunrise Dawn is busy sending messengers, Facebook Messenger messages. You're kidding me, Mischief. Tell me what town you're in again in Washington State? I'm thinking flat earthers. think the flat earth theories are a pretty, um that's the one I find most amusing, I guess. Your favorite Cathlamet. Ah, you are in a small town. They won't allow anything shipped in? Well, I think they're trying to do that here in Oregon, but that's a little stringent, I think. No nicotine product at all. I mean, you can still buy cigarettes, so why not allow mail order? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. CC, alien abductions, wild stories. Those are great. UFOs and alien abductions are a great rabbit hole to go down. So interesting. So interesting. Okay. Name something you're irrationally afraid of. I am I am irrationally afraid of bugs. I am full on irrational about not being able to deal with bugs. Mhm. Including spiders, mischief. Irrational, completely off the charts. I cannot deal. I will kill mosquitoes. I will kill gnats. I can abide a ladybug. I cannot abide spiders. I cannot abide bugs. And spiders don't get to be in my house. Spiders are a wonderful thing outside, not in the house. Don't need spiders in my house. Because I don't have bugs in my house. Irrationally afraid. Here's a good one for y'all. Bugs are okay, but not in your house. I can deal with bugs outside so as long as there's not too many of them and they're not too big. You're irrationally afraid of alligators, Fuzzy? Alligators are scary. Not as scary as bugs. I mean, one of the reasons that I won't move to a warm climate is because bugs terrify me. And warm climates have cockroaches and palmetto bugs and these huge creepy crawlies that I okay, can't talk about them anymore. I don't think that's irrational. You have recurring alligator nightmares? Do you really, Fuzzy? Have you looked up the symbolism for alligators in dreams? You looked up what that might symbolize? That's interesting and scary, but fascinating. I'm sorry. Alligators are terrifying. Alligators are terrifying. I will agree with you. They eat your nephews? Wow. Yeah, you should look that up. See if you can there's lots of information about dream symbolism online, and so you can look up the, you can look up the situations, you can look up the things, like if you're in a library or if it's this thing or that thing, it's really insecurity is one meaning of alligators? Really? Did you just look it up, Mischief? I mean, we don't wanna put Fuzzy on the spot. Interesting. Dream interpretation is really an art, so you gotta be careful and not ascribe meaning to it, but look and see. I mean, you guys probably know this. Look and see where does that meaning resonate for you? Is it right, Fuzzy? Red, good morning to you. We have had quite the adventure today. Cautiousness. Interesting. It can represent rude people. See? You'd be amazed what you can find in dream symbolism. Dream symbolism is really, really interesting. I wish I had dreams. Is it bad enough that it wakes you up? Are they nightmares bad enough that you wake up, Fuzzy? Because I know one of the ways to work through recurring nightmares is to play through them and give them different endings. Um, and if you wake up before it ends, then you give it the ending you want. I am really sorry about the nightmares, Fuzzy. That's terrible. That's terrible. I've only I don't dream much. I don't remember my dreams, and I've only had a nightmare wake me up once, and it was terrifying. I can't imagine I can't imagine having that as a regular occurrence. Guys, I think we skipped over the 2nd Minnesota goodbye and went right to the 3rd Minnesota goodbye. We went right to the 3rd Minnesota goodbye. Um, what about yourself took the longest to accept? What about yourself took the longest? Shaquille, you found us. Welcome back. Red, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good idea, Mischief. Shaquille, you win the prize today. Even coming back, you win the 3rd Minnesota Goodbye Prize today, Shaquille. Do you want a trophy or a crown? Jasper was outside yelling at the groundhog. I'm really sorry, Fuzzy. I'm sorry to anyone who has nightmares. They sound I mean, I don't have them that wake me up, but yeah, yeah, nightmares suck. Exactly. What film, video game, or book has the best ending? My favorite ending in a movie is is an old 2011 movie with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell and Emma Stone and Julianne Moore called Crazy Stupid Love. And it has the funniest, lovely, happy ending at the end. It is just a really fun story. Oh, you like The Emperor's New Groove? That's a good one, Mischief. Perhaps it's nature's way for you to appreciate your life more. At least they aren't real. Hope you have a teddy bear to hug. Yes, Cece. Maybe a fuzzy pink unicorn. Fuzzy. Do you have a fuzzy pink unicorn? So that's what other movies or books, guys, do you think have the best ending? That would be my favorite. Crazy Stupid Love. When you can't sleep, guys, what do you usually think about? And what tricks do you have to falling asleep? Shawshank Redemption. There you go, Red. You have an odd fear of your daughters falling off a mountain. Since your oldest was born, you've had a recurring nightmare that one of them falls over the side of a mountain. You're trying to hold on to them, but their hand is slipping. Wow. Sunrise Dawn, that's another one I bet you could look up. I bet you could look that one up as dream interpretation if you wanted to. The dream interpretation stuff is just so interesting and so helpful. I really find it makes a difference for people, the dream interpretation. So if you can't sleep, what do you think about? The Karate Kid, that's a good one. Nice pair of alligator feet. Trying to see. Nice pair of alligator feet. Sorry, guys, my lips are so dry right now. I cannot wait You think it's your own fear of heights transferring onto them? You can't sleep because you're thinking? Yeah, that's what I have to do, Fuzzy. I have to try not to think. I have to try not to think. What are your tricks for getting to sleep? You rub your feet together. Like this? I do that too. I do that too, Red. I rub my feet together. That's interesting. I do that a lot. Um, I I actually do count sheep. I have been known to do that and focus only on the sheep, and that can work. It gets monotonous enough. Oh, that's a lovely trick, Sunrise Dawn. You have to get up and get busy and stop trying to sleep. I'm sorry, Mischief. You put an audiobook on? Another trick I have, I get high. That is a good trick. That helps me sleep. That helps me sleep better than a sleeping pill, better than anything else. Pot helps me sleep. It is the best thing out there. Wow, what, Shaquille? Okay, we have time for a few more, y'all. What about yourself took the longest to accept? It's coming up, Mischief. It's coming up soon. What about yourself took the longest to accept? And, you know, I got still got shit that I'm working on accepting. It's not like I'm at full self-acceptance mode. Your mental health? Yeah. I would say the thing that I've accepted about myself most lately is that I've got a very dysphoric sense of my own abilities and accomplishments. And so I can't. Oh, I understand that one, Mischief. So much. No pre-trauma personality. Yeah, that's a good one. Your mental health, your forgetfulness. Yeah, those are hard. Those are really hard. You're not the same person when you're hungry. Wow, Fuzzy. It's good to keep aware of. That's good to keep aware of. You put Chris Shelton on to I can't listen to his voice, Cece. I can't listen to his voice. He makes me crazy. Some of these are hard. Some of these are hard. Some of these are too personal. Ooh. Do you think humanity will go extinct? CC, I'm really glad. I am sorry to speak well of him, but right now I can't listen to his voice. I am hopeful for everyone and I believe everyone. I believe in redemption for everyone because if there isn't redemption for everyone, then there isn't redemption. It's just we've either got to give everybody a choice or nobody ever is going to get a choice. It's just if people really are working to be redeemed, then we ought to give them a chance. Dusty, what do you mean am I still on? You haven't been here? You haven't been here? Really? You haven't been watching, Dusty? You telling me you haven't been watching? I am still on for another 5 minutes or so. For another 5 minutes or so. You see, I can imagine how hard it is. In fact, it's not the same cult, but I know how hard it is to have people in thrall. Oh, Cece, you're so kind. Oh, you're at work. Okay, Dusty, you're excused. You're excused. Like you need an excuse, sweetie. I accidentally killed the other stream. Yeah, I thought it would work. It looked like it was working. It didn't work. I really don't like Prism, you guys, but it's free. It's free. I don't know. Prism is free. Yeah, Red, but if I can't figure out how to share my screen, thanks, CC. Thank you. Yeah. The other one that I can't remember going out of my head that I was using yesterday is like $15 a month. What is the most trivial thing about which you have a strong opinion? Restream. Yes, Restream. Restream's $15 a month. And that was easier to use. Thank you, Red. Restream. It is bacon hour. It is baking hour, and I am nowhere near baked. Um, what is one trivial thing about which you Mischief beat me to it. Mischief, you beat me to it. Oh my god. Please tell me it goes over. Over. It goes over. Toilet paper goes over. This is not complicated. The toilet paper roll goes over. Over. The way towels are folded, I can be really opinionated about how to fold towels. Over is the only way. I don't understand. I don't understand who puts toilet paper wrong on the roll and what they are thinking when they put it on. There is no brain. Yes, over, exactly, Shaquille. Over indeed. Yes, mischief. I've had to because I had a huge linen closet in my old house, and, um, the linen closet that I have now is tiny, and so I can't even keep the same number of towels, but I certainly can't fold them the same way. He made Jenna's pickled onions. Ooh, I love pickled onions. They go on avocado toast after they are chilled. Lovely. You don't do bacon much? Well, it's bacon and bacon hour because it's really the get baked hour, but I can't say get baked hour. So we're calling it the bacon hour because it's a pun on getting baked, Cece. I hope you knew if you knew that and I'm calling you a fool, I am just putting my foot in my mouth the higher I get. You're losing your linen closet for a cleaning closet? Yeah, my linen closet, it's probably yeah. My shoes right now are in my linen closet because nothing anyhow, there's no place for my shoes. Bacon hour. Exactly, mischief. It is bacon hour. And of course, because the only here's another strong opinion I have. The best way to cook bacon is on an oven rack in the oven. Is on a cookie sheet over a baking sheet on the oven. In the oven. Bake your bacon. Bake your bacon. So it's bacon hour. Because you're supposed to bake your bacon. Doesn't mind explaining his jokes. That's nice, Cece. Well, it was supposed to be esoteric because it's got to get past the YouTubers. It's got to get past the YouTubies. Took me a long time to figure that out about bacon too, but it is so much better. Ooh, sunrise dawn. That one makes me nut. That you know, one of the things that it took me long time to accept about myself is that picky. I'm not picky. I would like all the things. I would like all of the things. I would be happy if I liked all of the things, like people who like all of the food. It makes them so happy that they like all of the food. I would like to like all of the food. It would be easier. It would be easier. So, I finally realized that being picky is not what's going on. because, I mean, other people don't eat they're not eating things they don't like. They like all those things. They're picky too. They just like more things. I do not like all the food. I wish I liked all the food. It looks like so much fun. It looks like so much fun to like all the food. So, yes, Sunrise, I can understand it being bordering on traumatic because people finally, I'm like, "Fuck you. It's not picky. It's more of whatever it is I don't like for you. So just hush your mouth. I don't like the asparagus. Look, you do. Yay, more asparagus for you." I just How's that for a rant, y'all? How's that for a rant? I just I can't anymore with that. There are things that people can't eat. Now, does it get frustrating? It gets really frustrating because there are times when the only thing we can cook in our house that everybody will eat is pasta because all of the different food sensitivities intersect in such a way that somebody isn't going to like something. It's just a reality. It's just a reality. And so, to be fair, I understand it getting frustrating. But as someone who has cooked for all sorts of dietary restrictions, be they be they religious or health related or sensory related, it is possible to accommodate people eating different things. That is possible. Well, I do wonder how you don't like onions, Dawn, and I have been known I did tell one child who didn't like onions as a child. I explained to them they were born in the wrong family. That one was a little difficult. Um, but if you don't you don't like them, 'em, don't put them in your stuff, and if you're coming here, I'll make you stuff without onions. I'll make you stuff without onions. Yeah. What is his deal? You don't like onions. He doesn't like mushrooms? Exactly. So, you can acknowledge with stuff like this, there is a middle way. Yeah, I like mushrooms too. More mushrooms for me. Although I'm picky about which mushrooms. I'm not mushroom adventurous. I am mushroom white bread. I forgot where I was going, guys. That thread disappeared on me. Can't keep it. So we have gone over the 4th Minnesota goodbye, y'all. I think this rant Raw onions, no. Cooked onions, good. Okay, Mischief. All colors of raw onions, bad? So do you like red onions or Walla Walla onions or just all onions raw are bad? Because sometimes, you know, some people like people could not like the different flavors, I would think. Yes, we have hit the fourth Minnesota goodbye. Exactly, Fuzzy. All raw are bad. Okay. I like purple onion. I like purple onion too. I have a similar thing, Mischief. All raw tomatoes bad. I can't eat raw tomatoes. I don't like raw tomatoes. Raw tomatoes are not a thing I can do. But roasted are fine. Pasta sauce is fine. Cooked tomatoes, not a problem. Raw tomatoes, nope, not happening. One time he hid a piece of onion in my rice and thought it was so funny when you gagged. It wasn't as funny as, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sunrise Dawn. How dare he? How dare he do that? I mean, it's one thing to tease somebody gently about their food sensitivities, but that doesn't mean you fuck with them about it. There is a difference there. Okay, Cece. I love you. Take care, sweetie. Take it on. We're behind you. We've got you. You can do it. Hugs and hugs, Cece. Hugs and hugs. Yeah, Sunrise. Okay, guys, let's give it. I need to give this. This bacon hour is not being successful. So let's do this fourth Minnesota goodbye. Let's do it justice. Let's see if we get a fourth Minnesota goodbye visitor. Bye, Shaquille. It was good to see you. I like it when you come by. Take care. Justice for 20. There you go. Yeah, I've been talking way too much. Yes, Fuzzy. I am making my husband, I don't know if you guys know this dish. It's called petizio. So I'm making my husband petizio. It's a Greek dish. I am making it for him. You're welcome, Shaquille. Come back soon. Come back soon. I am making him petizio for his birthday dinner tomorrow night. And I want to get a bunch of the prep done today so that it goes easier. It goes easier and quicker tomorrow. Have you heard of moussaka, Red? go. Mhm. It's pasta here, and then this is so let's look at this picture. You can see my mouse here. So this is pasta, and then this is meat and tomatoes spiced with cinnamon and oregano, and this is more pasta and then creamy bechamel on top. It is a really, really, really lovely, lovely dish. Cinnamon spiked red wine meat sauce topped with a thick layer of bechamel. That's petizio. It is rather lovely. How'd you do that, Mischief? So that is petizio. And that's a red wine, tomato, cinnamon spiked red wine tomato sauce. And a bechamel on top. It is really, really good, Red. It is really good. So you can make it with any ground meat. So that's what I'm getting started on this afternoon. Oh, yes, I like that Greek cheese too. I like that one a lot. I can't remember what it's called right now either, Fuzzy. I can't remember what it's called right now either. Casseri? I think it's Casseri cheese. Yeah, I mean, it's a lasagna, so I figure I could even make the bechamel up today, but I was gonna make the meat sauce up today and make the pasta up today. But and assemble tomorrow. But I could also assemble it today and just put it in the fridge and then it'd be done. Maybe we'll just see how far I get. It has a Japanese name. Does it really? It has a Japanese name? Saganaki. Saganaki. I'm just having fun, guys. So we will hang as long as you guys want to hang. Yep, Saganaki. That's a great looking recipe. Casseri cheese, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I like these pictures. Fried Greek cheese. Yeah, Saganaki. Shall we do another question, y'all? I think we should call it. I think we should call it at the 4th Minnesota goodbye. I think we've gone for a while. I appreciate you guys finding me and coming back over. I am Gonna have to experiment more with Prism, unfortunately. Maybe I'm gonna have to watch some videos. Red, is there somebody? Do you guys want someplace to go? I guess there's only 4 of you. We don't necessarily need a place to go. Love you too, Mischief. Love you too. If there's some place to go, let's do that. Oh my goodness, everybody's live. You guys just go to SPTV space and figure out where you want to go. You guys are all grown-ups. You know how to do it. Yes, I will be in San Francisco. If I'm not there, I got distracted, so text me. I've got an alarm set for 2 PM now though, so because my notifications don't go off, they don't help. But I will be there in San Francisco later, Fuzzy. Take care, y'all. Brian is live. Go see Brian. Go see Brian. I'll be there in a minute, y'all. Yes, distraction. Exactly. Oh, and don't forget, y'all, I need to schedule a live, but don't forget about book club tomorrow night. Don't forget about book club tomorrow night. There's book club tomorrow night at 6:00. I will schedule a live. I should have announced that much earlier. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.